Well, welcome back to Bear's Rod Shop here on December the 29th. And of course, I am not the best videoer, and I'm on my iPhone. But we're going to try to put to bed 2022 with some of Bear's Rod Shop's favorite things that happened through 2022. And I got me a little cheat sheet here. And I'm not going to be able to give all my YouTube creators the credit they need, which went on through 2022. But going to start out here because I've got a few things I would like to put out. And in January 2022, of course, all the heating and fuel costs and cost of living went up. That's number one. And one of my creators I love to follow, Mr. Joe Pye, introduced us to a video called 1,200 pounds, 500 teeth, and no consequences. That was a warning about how dangerous bandsaws were. And I'm not favoring any such video, but it would go on and on and on. So, Mr. Joe Pye, that video was a wake-up call to old Bear's Rod Shop. Yep, bandsaws, grinders, everything are dangerous, but a bandsaw didn't leave fingers so quick. And 1,200 pounds, 500 teeth, no consequences. Brian Hayner, Metalsshaper, built us a coat rack. And you can go to our site and also to Metalsshaper. And he built me a coat rack for me and Sammy out of a Willys 4-cylinder head that was kind of warped and stuff. And Brian, we don't know how to thank you. You know, it is going to go eventually off of my welding table down the hall and mounted onto the wall if I still live here or wherever, because I promised that I was going to do the YouTube Creators Hall of Fame. And so right now it's still out there serving well. Mr. Brian and Maria. Maria, thanks for letting Brian do that. And it's always going to be a memento. And it's serving well out there on the welding table. I'm getting a little carried away. Billy Knox Machining took over Harold's ARW discussions. And that would have been number 44. And so we Harold health-wise, we won't go into all that. I had Billy take over. And also a few months later, they seemed to disappear, and DJ over at Foxenberger's Coffin Burger, he kind of had a little bit of an issue family-wise, and he disappeared. So that all happened there at the end of January, February. We miss them guys. I miss the discussions. Man, that was a favorite thing I could do, come in here at 3 p.m. on Sunday. But somebody may take over that. There was a lot of good creators from offshore and here in the U.S. that participated in those. We're remembering them good times. And let's see, let's go down here into, February. It's a little bit of a sad note. She was discovered with the bone osteosarcoma. I'm not going to go into that a whole lot, but yeah, the 18th of February, while we're in February, is when sciatic nerve turned into the worst nightmare that we would accomplish in 2022. We're going to slip over into March. Abom 79 is getting into an industrial park and going to get him a new facility. Yeah, in an industrial park here in Florida. So best to him, and of course he's now in it, and you can follow his channel. Let's put that note aside. Mr. Pete, this and that, number 69. Thanking fellow creators from the Flying Wheels 2022 on this and that, number 69. Pete, that was a great deal that you got to attend to, and I'm hoping on my bucket list I will see you guys. I don't know about this year for 23, but it's definitely on the bucket list. And the best, because you got to take your bride too along. You know, you had some great pictures and stuff. So thank you, Lyle and Jeanette, for sharing those. And so let's move down into May. Old Steve Summers, he starts the restoration on that, let's see, 1976 Chevrolet four-wheel drive truck. And we got to watch him all the way through. And we're so glad, Steve, if you're watching this video, that we see the truck in the background now. I followed every one of the videos, but on the truck bill. But I'm sure glad to see back you around that Duval mill, the grinder. And one thing about it, that last video you put out when that grinder wheel exploded, you got my attention. I'm guilty. I should have put the guard on my big old, grinder. Oh no. Now then, that guard goes on before I use it ever again. So that was back in May, but this last video you put out, it's a shout out to you for calling out how dangerous them grinders are, and other comments that were on that video. Yeah. It could be an eye put out, fractured skull. One of the commenters was that some guy lost his leg. It had to be amputated from one exploding. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. In May, let's see. Bride goes back to, oh man, it's not real good to mention, but she decides to go to hospice. The chemo tore her up, and with a 5% or less chance, she decided to go on hospice, and all the family and myself agreed. And so that's a sad note in May. June, Hilltop, old Tom over at Hilltop Machine Works on giving us a tour of the Hillsville Swap Meet in Virginia. Thank you, Tom. I love swap meets. You did a good job walking around for hours and sending us those goodies that you picked up. And so that's June. July, Rustiinox, Michelle building Sammy, and he didn't even know that during that build that she was on death's bed, but that castle means a whole lot. Not only to her, but tremendously to me. So thank you, Michelle. Rustiinox, July. Let's go over to page 3. I'm not going to try to go through the whole year. And continuing over in July, of course, 27th, in the afternoon, Sammy passes away. Russia invades Ukraine. Tragic time in our life, but right there at the end of June, the 1st July, they invade Ukraine, and we feel for them people. And Rustiinox actually did a deal on the children, did a nice musical and everything about, the destruction over there, and we'll have to thank him too. If not, y'all need to visit and go back into when Rustiinox did that musical. This thing will wake your eyes up to the tragedy for the families and the children they're going through, and they're still going through it. And let's all pray for Ukraine. Those people are as genuine as you can get. And Russia has no business being over there and killing people for nothing. Let's see, on August 25th, we had made 50 years. Oh, 50 years, Sammy and I would have made August the 25th, and that would be in August. And of course, then we go into Labor Day, September. And then more on Joe Pye's Metalsshaper. It starts in October. Now, Joe, I might have this date exactly wrong. I was trying to go back and make this video kind of quick today, but you have been on that Metalsshaper, and mine and a bunch of us wanted that shaper of the first builds going, and you did a fantastic job. Appreciate it, Joe. You know that I've got a shaper, and one day it's going to be throwing chips, and it looks just like the Metalsshaper. So then we move back into November. Then we get into Rough Cut 2022. I did lousy videos, literally, on that hydraulic press brake machining, and I don't know what happened to the way I put it together, but got a lot of comments, got a lot of hits on that. And thanks Emma over Emma's Spare Room Parts for putting that on. All the guys that commented to Bear's Rod Shop for that lousy video, but I've still got some more fine tuning to make other fixtures for that power brake that I built for the Rough Cut 22. December, Christmas videos, just low. Everybody put out nice Christmas videos. My Little Mule, Greg, you know, and it goes on and on. I'm kind of going blank. But Matty over at Matty's workshop there, you know, down under, that was great. You showed a whole year of projects. You are a busy guy, and we appreciate it. Probably one of my favorites is the, you know, turning the chuck into, you know, a usable indexer slash, you know, tailstock chuck. But the winch was really cool. I don't know. You just floor me, Matty, and cheers to you. Everyone that has sent cards, sympathy, condolences on the YouTube committee, and family and friends around the U.S. We just don't know how to thank y'all. Sammy's last time here in the shop, of course, was December well, it was on the 19th, 2021, and in 2019 is when Brian over Metalsshaper made a first subscription to us, and then Jack Collins there in Ohio, and you know, we have to hand it off to Metalsshaper. Go back to my videos and Metalsshaper's videos, and you'll see that Willie's head that he made Bear's Rod Shop a coat rack after. It is phenomenal. We're still friends. I've never laid eyes on him or Maria, but those guys are the best. If you're into the Jeep world, you've got to get a hold of Metalsshaper. Subscribe to his channel. Follow him. He will not lead you wrong. And it is, to me, in my opinion, I don't care whoever else is bad-mouthing me or Brian, he's the best in the wheelies and sheet metal worker. Also into detail videos. if you can't follow his videos and figure it out, what's wrong with your Jeep, give him a comment. Get on his email. If it's a legitimate email and a question, don't say there, does this spark plug belong in this hole? No. You're going to need to have him, the best of questions when the guy's busy. He's one man workshop, and hats off to Brian Hayner at Metalsshaper. Ending up 2022. It goes on and on. Dean over at Air Cave, AYR. This is, he said he's from Scotland. So AYR, or the senator there, Cave Workshop. Dean just getting a new Inco in there, and you guys that have just starting out, follow his channel, along with Harold over at ARW. Now, Harold, my heart's out to you. I know you have a little bit of health issues, and we hate to hear it. And you keep on keeping on. I mean, literally, you've taught everybody that, so most of you guys will see keep on keeping on at the end of my comments, and it's come from Harold Waters there in Houston. So, Harold, bless you, bless you, bless you. Let's see, well, I guess we end that with Sammy. She was a trooper, and we had many a good year together, and liked about 2 months being 50 years, but I'd just say 50. And Freddie Freeloader says 2023, it's going to be a great year for all of us. Everybody stay healthy and safe, and God bless America and those overseas that subscribe to as well. And go visit CCE over there. I tell you what, you're going to get a hoot out of them. And Homeless the dog, and Karen, and you know what? I went blank. It's Curtis and Karen. But you're going to get a hoot out of the dog. And I would like y'all guys to follow. He's not as much on YouTube, but he's on Facebook. Is Adam Dueling. And I got introduced to him by Abom 79. And Abom had a tour with him. And I tell you what, that young man, he floors me on sheet metal, bead rolling and stuff. And Adam, you and Abby, thanks for doing that tour. I don't know how to thank you, because that young man has put a spunk under this old man's butt. And I have bead rollers. I have English wheels. And, also have not enough time to do all that. But following Adam and his bride and Kevin the dog, you guys going to get a hoot out of him. I don't know. It's going to be a toss-up between Kevin and Homeless with Curtis and Garen's dog there in Australia. But we ought to all support those that add their animals into the video, and Steve Summers, So he always adds in some nice scenery and stuff with the dog. This is going to be out for 2022 Bears Rod Shop. I am so glad to join the community in December 2019, and you guys have put up with us, and please do for the continuing years. Now I'm going to have to walk around there because I don't have one of them buttons to turn off my iPhone. But y'all have a great new year. Don't celebrate too hard. No DUIs or anything. Stay safe. And we'll see you on the flip-flop in 2023. Bears Rod Shop, we're out. Except I got to come around and turn you off. All right, one last look. Freddy the Freeloader says, happy 2023. Sammy the Bride says, all the cheers in the world to you and all the creators and our friends that are church members and just high school members. And Rustiinox, that castle will be here. It's going to actually get framed in wood and a glass over it and hang in the Hall of Fame as well. God bless, and we're out of here for 2022.